Well, good morning and happy fourth and final day of the 2016 NAHL Showcase. Live from Schwann Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota, I'm Alex Von Koidel, bringing you coverage of this Saturday morning matchup between the Wichita Falls Wildcats and the Aston Rebels. And the Rebels are a team, folks, that is on a mission right now. They are 4-1-0 to start their season, with their only defeat coming at the hands of the Bismarck Bobcats earlier on in this showcase tournament. Someone to look out for in the red and blue today, number 17, Dom Garcia, a returning veteran to the Aston Rebels, 6 points in 5 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. He is red hot for the Aston Rebels, so look out for him, number 17 in the blue uniforms this morning. As for the Wildcats, their veterans Ryan Burnett and Alexei Poikala continue to get the job done. In last night's victory over Bismarck, Burnett and Poikala assisted one another on the first and on the final goals of that hockey game. They're both in the top 3 in the entire league in scoring to start the season. Ryan with 10 points, Alexei with 8. Burnett tied for first with Costa Lacorazos of the Amarillo Bulls, who also, by the way, are on fire right now, folks, undefeated in their showcase, so that's a bit of a surprise for you Wildcats fans, given the season that they had last year. Amarillo looks to be one of the most improved teams, if not the most improved team in the entire league this season early on. But back on point, playing on the same line together, Burnett and Poikala, there does not really seem to be any slowing them down right now. They play together both at even strength, 5-on-5, 5-on-4 on power plays, 4-on-4, 4-on-5 penalty kills, you name it. The two of them are playing together and they are lighting it up. They've got as much chemistry, I would say, as any tandem in the entire league to start the season. But two players do not win hockey games, folks. This is a team sport if ever there was one. For the Wildcats to break even at this showcase tournament, they are going to need the other players on this squad to get going. They're going to need all 4 lines rolling against an Aston squad that is 4-1 to start their season. This will be these teams' first matchup, by the way, in franchise history. In the 2015 playoffs, the Wildcats did eliminate the Rio Grande Valley Killer Bees in the qualifying round shortly before the Bees relocated and changed their name to the Rebels. Since then, these two squads have had no contact with one another, although they did each qualify for the Robertson Cup semifinals last year. They met each other briefly, had some contact, but that was it. They've never met once on the ice surface in an actual game. So this will be the first matchup in franchise history for either squad. It'll be interesting to see what that first matchup means as it comes to the forefront here this morning. Hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday morning, folks. Thanks for joining us on fasthockey.com or on our audio-only YouTube stream. Aston will not have a broadcaster this morning, so for the fans of the Aston Rebels, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you're having a wonderful morning out in Aston, Pennsylvania, or wherever you might be. The scheduled puck drop for this game is 9:15 a.m. Central Time. I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to start on time, as the Zamboni's still finishing its rounds here on rink number 4 at the Schwann Super Rink, which, by the way, has the highest capacity. I was not aware of that until the other day. The seats here for the bleachers are heated. You can, if you want heated seats, you can get them. So this is where the scouts prefer to have, if they're going to watch a game in one of these rinks, they prefer that it's on rink 4. The Wildcats have been blessed to have all 4 of their matchups here on rink 4. The only downside is from a broadcaster's perspective. It's a bit of a nightmare to broadcast from because it's in the corner. And I know the camera work, although our cameraman does a great job over here, it's difficult being in the corner here, having to zoom in all the way onto the other side of the ice to catch glimpses of the action from time to time. It's tough to get a great picture from this corner here, but there's really no, with the logistics of the way this thing is set up, there's really no better way to do it. So the coaches now making their way to their respective benches. The players have not yet hit the ice. They have warmed up. Most of them, it looks like the Aston Rebels getting ready in the tunnel here to hit the ice and take on the Wichita Falls Wildcats for the first time in their franchise's history. 1-2-0, the Wildcats in the showcase tournament up till this point, hoping to break even before they head back home to Wichita Falls. They're going to be hopping right on a bus, I believe, as soon as this game is over, and heading back home to northern Texas. So it's going to be a long bus ride, and for the Aston Rebels as well, going back to Pennsylvania, that's going to be no short trip either. So a long road awaits the two of these teams. Aston hoping to improve to 3-1 in the showcase. The Wildcats hoping to improve to 2-2 in the showcase. As of right now, the Cats' overall record 3-2-2, which is tied for first in the South Division with the Amarillo Bulls, who have one game in hand, so technically first place goes to Amarillo as of right now. If the Cats however, pull off a victory here, they will take sole possession of first place should Amarillo lose in today's game. In the fourth and final day of the North American Hockey League Showcase here in Blaine, Minnesota. The referee and his linesmen hit the ice. We're just about ready to be underway here, folks. The Wildcats starting lineup is as follows. It is brought to you by Pelican's Restaurant, and it is as it has been. Seamus Donahue, Jonathan Waring, rounding out the back end for Tony Curtali and the Wildcats. Starting in net, Evan Moyes, and why not? What a showcase he has had. Every single game he's been rock solid between the pipes. Yesterday, having stopped 37 of the 39 shots that he faced. So a tremendous performance put on by Evan Moyes, who denied just about all the shots he faced yesterday and has done a tremendous job both in the Fairbanks game and the Springfield game. Springfield, there was probably a goal or two he might have liked to have back. Other than that, he has been rock solid for the Wildcats. He is again the anchor between the pipes for Tony Curtali's Wildcats. Up front, Alexei Poikola's red-hot line with Ryan Burnett and Jonathan Bendorf gets the nod. Bendorf has been a nice little piece on that unit alongside two veterans, Ryan Burnett, Alexei Poikola. Such great chemistry, undoubtedly the Wildcats' top line through the first 7 games of this season. The players now line up on their respective blue lines to await the playing of our country's national anthem and await the announcement of our starting lineups. Like for Aston, their starting goaltender is the Latvian Mariks Mittens. He will be starting in between the pipes for the Aston Rebels. On defense, Martino Picariello and Dylan Holt. Looks like up front, trying to get an eye on one of the numbers over there. Looks like it is their third line. Jensen Zerban, Adam Peck, and Shane McMahon starting for the Aston Rebels. The starting lineups being announced right now by the public address announcer.
Now your lineup for the home team, the Wildcats from Wichita. In goal, wearing number 1, Evan Moyes. On defense, number 2, Seamus Donahue. On defense, number 4, Jonathan Waring. At forward for the Wildcats, number 9, Jonathan Bendorf. Number 17, Ryan Bennett. And number 21, Alexei Poikola.
Jonathan Bendorf, Ryan Burnett have a little chuckle after the mispronunciation of Bernie's last name. The announcer called him Bennett. That's not right. Our country's national anthem. Stand by. So for the first time, this crowd is not up to capacity as it has been in the previous 3 games the Wildcats have played at this rink. Say more than halfway full, but still some empty spots over there in the bleachers, which is a rarity here on rink number 4, but it is a Saturday morning. Just about all of the scouts who have made their way to Blaine, Minnesota to watch what many people believe to be the most scouted, the most highly scouted hockey event in the entire world at any time. Most of those scouts have gotten their scouting in, and they have finished their duties and have headed back to their teams to give their scouting reports back to their general managers and head coaches. Still a fair amount of scouts still remaining, but it is a Saturday morning game. So for those of you who've gotten up bright and early to join us here on your Saturday morning, Alex Von Coydel bringing you coverage of this game, which is now underway. Thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. First period hockey, brought to you by American Classifieds, is underway. We get an early whistle and a stoppage. It looks like Seamus Donahue is hunched over in his own zone. We hope he's all right. He does not look good. He's had a rough go of it, folks, on practice. At practice when the Wildcats were making their way up here to Blaine. We stopped at Mankato, Minnesota, where Wildcats assistant coach Josh Nelson played his college hockey at Minnesota State University. We practiced there, and Seamus Donahue got hit with a puck that he blocked right in the groin. He is not not really completely 100% felt like himself after the fact. He also tore a hole in his pants from a completely unrelated incident later on, on his hockey blazer later on. So without an equipment guy here, or without the services of Brian Deathridge, who is our de facto equipment guy on the road, Josh Nelson had to stitch that blazer up for Seamus. So he's had a couple of tough breaks, has Seamus Donahue, on this Minnesota trip back to his home state. Ryan Burnett's long pass for Bendorf, snuffed out there by Underwood. Bendorf gets it back at center and will swing it back in. Solomon goes tumbling behind his net. Poikla steals it, sends it into the slot for a shot. Big save early on by Marek Mittens on Ricky Carballo. And that's not the guy you want to leave open if you're Aston. So a big break for the Aston Rebels, who got bailed out by their goaltender Marek Mittens, who is going to, I would assume, get some bumps and some thanks from his teammates. It was Ryan Solomon took a tumble behind his own goal and left Alexei Poikla wide open behind the Aston net, and found Carballo in the slot. Icing called against Aston. A few players, just to avoid confusion, folks, if you're watching on fasthockey.com, Blake Ripley, Daniel Goodwin, and Alex Rowe, each without nameplates tonight because their jerseys, I'm not sure if they forgot them or lost them or what have you, but Goodwin, normally number 3, is number 25. Ripley, normally 20, is 24. And Alex Rowe, normally 16, is sporting the number 29. So just to keep you all up to date on what's happening there, Daniel Goodwin, who's normally number 3, 25, has the puck on his stick and blasts it around the near half boards, as the Wildcats will try to clear into the Aston zone. No luck, as it's brought back into the attacking zone, the Wildcat zone, by number 10, Dustin Mans. Mans throws it in behind the opposing net. Yakovalov gives it low, and Mans will scurry it along behind the end boards. Goodwin to pick it up for Wichita Falls. Dom Sipus lays a pass out to center. Put a little bit too much height on it. Tilly goes tumbling down, courtesy of Dustin Mans at center ice, who completes the check, heads to the bench for a line change. The Wildcats reset in their own zone. In the meantime, Daniel Goodwin with a little toe jag. Throws it off the skate of Kapchek. Now it's Estevez. Up down the right side for Aaron McGuillan. McGuillan throws one into the slot. Don Garcia with a shot. Moyes the save. Garcia pried it loose right off the stick of Roman Canal, who couldn't clear it. Aston will throw it back over the Wildcats' blue line inadvertently. The defenseman Michael Underwood with the puck on his stick with a good outlet pass now for Dom Garcia on the left side. Leading the Aston Rebels in points with 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points to start the year. Roman Canal pushes it along the boards, kept alive right point by Michael Underwood. Shot didn't get through all the traffic, and Kevin Fees tips it into the offensive end, goes behind the Aston goal line. 2.5 minutes into this hockey game, we're scoreless here on rink number 4, and a whistle and a stoppage of play has blown this play dead here, as the referee with his arm in the air is going to signal a face-off to the right of Evan Moyes. Isaac Cabinha's line will get an opportunity here, a defensive face-off. Cabinha wins the draw. He's been good on the dot. He and CJ Regula have swapped places for this game. Cabinha in the middle, Regula on the wing now, the right wing. To start the tournament, it was the other way around, so Tony Curtali clearly impressed by the face-offs of Isaac Cabinha, but we've got a delayed penalty upcoming here against Wichita Falls, as Orgel gets his stick on the puck, but the Cats will be short-handed for the first time in this game. We were just talking about Isaac Cabinha. Now he's going to have a seat. Wildcats penalty kill is brought to you by Parkway Grill. We'll see what they can do. This is their first opportunity on it. Good defensive zone draw. Good win by Alexei Poikala. Seamus Donahue still on the ice here. Good to see that after a pretty scary looking hit in the first shift of the game. Poikala throws it off an Aston glove down the ice, and their goaltender Marek Mittens has to play the puck. Mittens, a native of Ventspilsna, Latvia. I'm sure I butchered that name, so if the Mittens family is out there tuning in, I apologize. Not sure I'm pronouncing that last name right either. Two Latvians on this squad, the defenseman Vito Janssens for the Aston Rebels as well. Had a very strong defenseman from Latvia last season as well, did Aston, so I'm wondering if maybe the influences of Kristofers Bindulis, who was one of the top defensemen in the entire league last season for the Rebels, might have come into play with that and getting some other Latvians on the squad for this season. The sport's really been growing in Latvia over the last couple of years. There's no doubt about that. We're seeing more and more NHL players coming from that area. Left circle shot deflected and they score. Aston with a power play goal. Underwood took the shot from the left circle and it was deflected by Drew Blackman in front of the Wildcats goal. Evan Moyes unable to stop it. The Aston Rebels jump out to an early lead on the power play just 4 minutes into the game. Blackman with the goal. Aston with a 1-0 lead.
Scoring for the Rebels, number 7, Drew Blackman.
So Roman Canal will throw it out to the neutral zone. Brennan Kapchek will play it D-to-D. Vito Janssens had it go off his skate as it bounces back out to the neutral zone. It was Carter Dwyer, my apologies. Carter Dwyer sporting number 5 for Aston. It's been thrown nearly off the ceiling, but it just missed it, and instead it's icing either way. The puck would stay in the Aston zone, icing the call against the Rebels. 4.5 minutes into this hockey game, 1-0 is your score. The Wildcats conceded a power play goal to the Rebels. Number 7, Drew Blackman with the deflection out in front off the left circle shot taken by Michael Underwood. A good smart play by Underwood to get it on net. Nice hands in front of the goal there by Blackman. 1-0 your score in favor of the Rebels. Carballo and Rowe fight for the puck. Rowe is hit from behind, and the whistle is blown. Hitting from behind against number 10 for the Aston Rebels, that being Dustin Mans. He's going to head to the sin bin. The Cats with their first opportunity upcoming here on the man advantage. Just shortly after their penalty just came to an end after that power play goal. We'll see if the Cats can respond with one of their own here. Puck cleared right off the faceoff all the way down the ice. Moyes to leave it now for Stephen Tilley, who had his first Wildcats goal yesterday against Bismarck. Had a lot of assists, did Stephen Tilley, up until that goal. He's already got 4 assists on the season. Long time coming. Here's Ryan Burnett dropping it to the point for Donahue. Fanned on the pass and coughs it up. Here comes Blackman on a short-handed breakaway. Blackman for his second goal of the game. Stopped by Evan Moyes. Where's the puck? He's got it at the goal line. And my goodness, that was a close call. And I'll tell you what, folks, Seamus Donahue's father, standing right next to me, winced at the sight of that. Seamus tried to pass it point to point, just hesitated a little bit. It rolled off his stick, and a breakaway conceded to Drew Blackman, who nearly had his second goal of the game. Here's Brennan Kapchek in his own zone. The Chicago native throws it down the ice behind the Wildcats goal. Ryan Orgel to take over from there. Orgel joined by Waring on the other side point on this man advantage, and he finds him on the right wing. Waring stick handling. He loves to do that, but he lost it. Kapchek will clear it again. Second time on the shift, and he heads to the bench. Good shift from Kapchek. A fresh 4 on the ice for the Aston penalty kill, halfway through it. Here comes Ilya Skvortsov, stick handling his way into the attacking zone. Dropped it off for Regula. Up high now it's Tilly. He throws one across to the other circle. Skvortsov looking, dishing it low for Ricky Carballo. Skvortsov heads behind him. Carballo goes back up high to the right point. Carballo with a sharp angle shot, deflected on goal. Skvortsov with the rebound, shovels one on net. Big stops there by Marek Mittens, who's got a couple of big saves to start this hockey game. We're 6 minutes into it, 1-0 your score. 32 seconds remain on the penalty against Dustin Manns. Good look on that last power play opportunity for the Wildcats. Ricky Carballo with the screen shot, Ilya Skvortsov with the deflection. The faceoff now will take place to Marek Mittens' left side. Skvortsov off the draw, lost it cleanly to Jensen Zerban. Again, the Rebels clear it. To go on this Starbright Cleaners power play for the Wildcats. Skvortsov on the left wing side. Banks it behind the Aston net, back out to the right point. Waring scurries over there, whips one towards the net. Blocked by Carballo, cleared again. And Moyes touched it, no icing called here. The Rebels scramble to make a fire wagon line change. Here comes Waring. Backhands one on the tape there for Regula on the right side. Also had his first Wildcat goal yesterday. Carballo banked it off the side of the net. Picked up now by Abel. Joe Abel throws it off the neutrals or the near corner glass. Puck cleared out to center by McClellan. Kapchek, D-to-D in his own zone. Spinning with it now is Picciariello, who has it. Picciariello out to the left side. A fresh body on the ice for the Aston Rebels out of their line change. Joe Abel swings past Seamus Donahue, then takes it low behind the Cats' net. Lost possession. Waring will slam it off the glass over his own blue line and out to center. And Kapchek has just thrown it off the ceiling. That's going to happen quite a bit here on this rink. So the face-off either back into the Aston zone or probably out to center. Looked like that's where Kapchek threw it in from. So neutral zone face-off, 12.5 to go here in this first period. 1-0 your score in favor of the Rebels off a Drew Blackman power play goal. The Wildcats 0 for 1 on their Starbright Cleaners power play. The puck is advanced out to the neutral zone for Yakovlev, and he advances it along for Blackman. Returns it, Yakovlev in the slot with a shot off the post. Picked up now by CJ Regula. Will try to take the puck out of his own zone. The Wildcats with a bit of a scare just then. Kabinia goes into the left corner. Jensens picks his pocket. Down goes Jensens. I think Fees took him down to the ice. No penalty called. Now Jensens will try to clear as he forehands one out beyond his own blue line. Roman Canal with it on his stick now. Pressured by Yakovlev, who just drew iron on that last shift. Pressuring Donahue. Puck thrown rink wide. Bounces away from Kevin Fees. Down goes Ryan Solomon, punched ahead. Just over the Wildcats' blue line, Shane McMahon guns it down. Goodwin beats him to it. McMahon into the high slot. Tries to give it to the trailer, and Jensen Zerban. No luck, good stick by Daniel Goodwin. Goodwin playing in his first game since Wednesday for the Wildcats. Here's Dom Sipis. Threw a pass that handcuffed Goodwin there, clearly. Shane McMahon, Jensen Zerban going to work. One-time drive from the cross-ice pass. It was fanned on partially there as the Wildcats are able to escape with it. Adam Peck will throw it back in on the right side. Takes a big hit there by Daniel Goodwin as he labors his way back to the Aston bench. Puck deflected off a Rebel stick down the ice. They're calling this icing. And Tony Curtali not happy, and you can understand why. That clearly deflected off a Rebel stick. That's the red line, so I'm not sure why they're calling this icing, but it was. As we're approaching the halfway point of this first period here, Aston with a 1-0 lead. The face-off to Moyes' right. He was not ready. His stick was still on top of the net. He was able to pick it up and turn just in time. The puck dropped before Moyes was prepared there. Good thing there wasn't a quick shot off the draw. Blake Ripley, playing in his first game of the showcase, throws one past Kapchek. Picariello takes a hit. Kapchek advances one along. Garcia can't clear. Good steal by Poikila. We'll say that a lot. Poikila tries to throw one on goal. Broken up nicely there by Martino Picariello And now the Aston Rebels will be able to clear. Pachariello through the neutral zone, throws one onto the tape down the right side for Aaron McGuian. McGuian into the slot for a shot. I think that went over the net of Evan Moyes. I don't think he got a piece of it. Not sure how they managed to pop that one that high in the air. Looked like a pretty good scoring opportunity. Jonathan Bendorf in for Ryan Burnett now to his backhand. He's hooked, couldn't shoot. Penalty will be called. Ryan Burnett, with his speed again, has caused problems for his opponents. And a penalty called against the Aston Rebels for a hook. So Michael Underwood, who had the primary assist on Aston's first goal, heads to the sin bin. He's going to have a seat. The Wildcats back to the man advantage. The Wildcats power play brought to you by Starbright Cleaners. Get its second chance here in this hockey game.
Rebel penalties on number 6, Michael Underwood.
Poikula ties up Blackman off the draw. Shane McMahon will just pick up the loose puck. Skates his way over the Wildcats line. Stick handling nicely. Nice defensive stick there by Seamus Donahue, but the problems aren't over for the Wildcats. And now they're going to have to track it back in behind their own net. Stephen Tilley with it on his stick. Burnett throws one cross ice. I think he was hoping for Poikula to be over there. He was on the other side. Aston has cleared it again. 9.5 to go in the first. 1-0 Rebels. Half a minute has gone by on the Starbright Cleaners power play. Poikula on the left wing. Drop it for Ilya Skvortsov. Skvortsov dangles his way across the Aston blue line. Goes in deep into the corner to play it. Skvortsov is aided there by Bendorf. He collects the puck, swings it back to the point in front of the Aston Rebels bench. Donahue gets the pass from Tilley and shoots off the post and out of play. Good puck movement on that power play for the Wildcats, who still have half of their man advantage remaining. Ilya Skvortsov and Alexei Poikula on the ice at the same time. Typically, Tony Curtali does not like to put those two together because frankly, for the two of them, there's just not enough puck to go around. So he likes to have Poikula on one unit, Skvortsov on the other. Ilya Skvortsov, however, has struggled in the last few games, folks. In the showcase, he has struggled to produce. And Tony Curtali, certainly knowing what he is capable of offensively, trying to give him as many opportunities, offensive opportunities, to put the puck in the back of the net or to set up a teammate. Here comes Ilya, speaking of, takes the shot. It was blocked. He dangled his way into the slot, couldn't get the shot through traffic. The puck's been cleared down the ice by Brandon Cherwak. And the Wildcats with just about a half minute to go on the Starbright Cleaners power play. Seamus Donahue on the tape for Ilya. Skvortsov, left wing, drops it. Carballo has it near side. Ricky Carballo looking. Goes across to Jonathan Waring, who rips one that goes wide on the far side post. Carballo wins the puck battle, finds Donahue, one-time blast just off target there from Ilya Skvortsov as the puck bounces its way back out to the neutral zone. Donahue flips one nicely, collects the puck and drops it off for Ricky Carballo into the slot. Returning the pass there was Regula. Carballo was not prepared for it clearly. Skvortsov picks off the pass, throws one into the slot, missed both of his teammates in Regula and Carballo. And now we get a stoppage of play for an offside whistled per the linesman. The Wildcats' Starbright Cleaners power play has dropped to 0 for 2 on the game here. Despite some good looks, both during the man advantage and shortly thereafter. So on the left side, it's Dustin Manns with it on his stick. Throws it back to the right side point. Vito Janssens has it. Throws it low. Kabini off the intercept, read the play nicely. Now it's Evgeny Yakovlev. Janssens waiting for it at the point. Instead, it's taken by Drew Blackman, who swings it to Yakovlev. Yakovlev for Blackman again. Now Yakovlev, Regula in there trying to muddle things up. He steals possession. That's Kabini, rather. Isaac Kabini swivels behind his own goal, and he will try to throw it off the glass, and he does. Here's an opportunity upcoming for Alex Rowe. Pushes the puck into his path, throws one into the slot, missed the stick of Kevin Fees, and the puck's back out to center. Evgeny Yakovlev chips it past Kevin Fees. Fees goes tumbling down. Puck thrown behind the Wildcats net. Dom Sipis with it on his backhand. Advances it for Fees, who trickles it off the neutral zone glass. Kapchek will throw it back in. 6:50 to go in the first period. 1-0 still your score, courtesy of a Drew Blackman power play goal earlier on, just 4 minutes into the game. C.J. Walker stymied in the neutral zone there by Aston's number 25, Aaron Maguyan, as a couple of players go crashing into the far half boards near the Wildcats bench. Dom Sipus has it. Fakes out one of the Rebels' forecheckers, then splits the ice, intended for Blake Ripley with that stretch pass. Read and picked off by the Rebels, and here they come. Dom Garcia had to wait. His mates were offside. Now they're good to go. Moyes leaves it behind his goal. Burnett tried to one-hand it out of his own zone. That one didn't work out. Garcia stymieing him. And Garcia was fed a nice pass there by his teammate who went down to the ice. Trying to figure out who that was. I believe that was Maguyan, who fell down from his knees, gave Garcia a nice pass, but it was such a nice pass that Garcia didn't expect it. Kapchek rings one off the side of the goal from the point shot, and it deflects out of play. 5:52 showing in this first period. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Alex Von Koitel with you on the broadcast this morning. Hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday morning. Thanks so much for joining us. To the fans of the Wildcats and the fans of the Rebels, we're so happy to have you with us here. There will not be a whole lot of these this season, folks, so don't get used to them. Saturday morning games. As a matter of fact, this will be the last one of the campaign. There will be a 2 p.m. start in Topeka on New Year's Day. Poikala shoots. Slapped it just wide of the left side post. Into the corner to play it. Jonathan Bendorf tried to swing it to Poikala, who goes down low. Stuffing it in there was Carballo, but no problems for Mittens, and the net was knocked off its pegs after the fact. What a pass that was. A good heads-up play by Alexei Poikala, who got the pass in all kinds of traffic from Jonathan Bendorf. Didn't even take him a split second to think. Poikala is just such a natural, gifted playmaker, and make no mistake about it, folks, he is going to be a superstar for the Wildcats this season. Already with 8 points in 7 games, most of which are assists. He's such a good playmaking center, the ideal #1 center for the Wildcats, if you ask me, this season. Blake Ripley, the ex-Team Wisconsin product, goes crashing down into the left corner boards. Walker with the steal. Lost it to Kapchek. Kapchek throws it off the stick of Jonathan Waring, who collects it, settles things down. Ripley now with it in front of his own bench. Throws it off the boards in front of the Aston bench. And now Kapchek got the pass from Janssens. Waring shoots it off the neutral zone boards. Kapchek again off the intercept. Boy, what a game first period he has had for Aston. Brennan Kapchek. Here he is now. Throws it cross ice. It's in the far side circle. The puck picked off, and Carballo trying to find Tilly in the slot. Read defensively nicely there by Vito Janssens. Pass from Evan Moyes fooled Roman Canal there, did it. All backhands one a little bit past the stick of Stephen Tilly. Thrown back into the near side corner. Seamus Donahue up the ice for a neutral zone pass that was read by Skvortov, who tried to touch one along for Carballo, who was unsuspecting. Now it's Tilly. One touches it into the offensive zone behind the Aston goal line. Solomon to play it behind his net. Reverses one for Maguyan. Maguyan sized up there by C.J. Regula. Estevez. Garcia has iced the puck. And they're going to call it icing. I heard one linesman say no, the other said yes. 3:45 to go here in this first period. 1-0 remains your score. Drew Blackman, the only one to have come through so far in this hockey game. This fourth and final day of the 2016 showcase for both the Wildcats and the Rebels. The Rebels in the showcase 2-1. The Wildcats in the showcase 1-2. The Aston Rebels hoping to avoid going 500. The Wildcats hoping for it. Off the tie-up in the circle to the left of Mittens. Won by the Rebels. Taken by Carter Dwyer. Up the right wing side for Maguyan. Knocked off possession. Jostling forward is Kevin Fees. Roman Canal swings one D-to-D for Ryan Orgel, who will throw it. Sullivan lost it to Cabinia. Nice work by Cabinia along the boards, but his defenseman Daniel Goodwin not quite in position just yet after having completed the defenseman line change, but he finds Kevin Fees in the midst of a Rebels line change. Fees will stop. He's sized up by Janssens. He's able to get it into the corner for Blackman, hoping to get it to Regula. No luck with that, and here comes Dustin Manns the other way. Throws one to the right wing side for Evgeny Yakovlev. He cuts in, backhands one across, and the backdoor attempt did not work out there as Blackman goes into the far corner, fetching possession. Yakovlev advances it along the boards for Dustin Manns, who has it with a little bit of time. Manns get to Blackman, mishandled at Sipus. Up into the neutral zone for CJ Regula, who touched it a little bit too far for Kevin Fees. Not too far for Blackman, who sidestepped Daniel Goodwin, but then went crashing down into the near side circle. The Wildcats, as a result, able to clear. Fees heads to the Wildcats bench. Manns gains the red line and hoists it in. Donahue throws one across now for Daniel Goodwin. Jonathan Bendorf tipped it into the near side corner. Poikala jostling for it. Here's Donahue turning one towards the net. Blocked, deflected just off the glass. Nearly went out of play, but it didn't. Joe Abel has it behind the Aston goal. Cap check in to do some damage control. He advanced it, and the puck trickles along the neutral zone half boards. Donahue has to play the puck. So here comes Seamus. Backhands one for Alexei Poikala. Shoots it up into the Aston slot. No trouble there for Kapchek. He throws it out to the left wing side, where it's brought down the wing, and Jonathan Waring off the intercept. There's a toe drag and a shot off the side of the net. Nice little shot there by Waring, who tries to reverse it for Ryan Burnett, who goes tumbling down, lost his stick. He wanted a penalty, none upcoming. In the meantime, it's Cody McLean taking it wide on the left wing, has to stop. Roman Canal pinches up and plays the body up on him. The referee yelling at the players to move the puck here, so we're not going to get a freeze. They eventually do. Alexei Poikala is hooked. He loses his stick, and another penalty drawn by one of the Wildcats veterans. Ryan Burnett, Alexei Poikala, each having drawn a penalty. Probably should have been one earlier there on Ryan Burnett down in the Aston corner. None was called, so for the third time of this period, the Cats back to the man advantage. They are 0 for 2, though they did have some good movement on that last opportunity. We'll see what they can do here. 5 on 4. It looks like Tony Curtale electing to send out Isaac Cabinia, who has not had a whole lot of power play time. Normally, Cabinia is more of a penalty kill specialist, so he's getting an opportunity here on the man advantage. Clearly, the Wildcats coaching staff liking what they're seeing from him thus far. As Tilly will drop it along for Seamus Donahue, up high now for Skvortsov. Tilly calling for it. Donahue, will he give it to him? No, he shoots. Stopped. Merrick's Mittens saw the shot through the screen. Nice shot, nice job to get it through the traffic, though, from Seamus Donahue walking the blue line. Last minute of play is brought to you by La Quinta Inn & Suites, the official host hotel of your Wichita Falls Wildcats. Ilya Skvortsov lines up to Mitten's right side. Estevez able to clear it past Donahue. Down the ice, Tilly in pursuit of it as Moyes will leave it off for him. Stephen Tilly will start the breakout. Stick handles out to the neutral zone, chips it past Underwood. Goes into the corner to get it. Solomon beats him to it. Tilly with the steal, looking back to the point. Seamus has it. Skvortsov now, top of the left circle, returns it up high, top of the umbrella. It's Seamus with a wrist shot, deflected, rebound, punched away by Solomon, and Tilly couldn't shoot. Aston able to clear. 25 to go in the period. Minute 10 to go on this Starbreak Cleaners power play. Here is Donahue, feeds Burnett, powering towards the goal. He shoots, denied by the goaltender. Merrick's Mittens got just a piece of it. More great speed put on display there by Ryan Burnett. Here's Seamus Donahue on the right side point. Feeds it to Poikala. He looks, returns it. Donahue, far circle, in, toe drag, shoots, fought off, rebound. Burnett tried to kick it in front, and the time has expired. What an opportunity that was. Ryan Burnett had it on his left skate. If that puck were maybe an inch or two to the right, Ryan Burnett would have had a tap-in goal. So crisis averted for the Aston Rebels, who caught a huge break there at the end, not only avoiding a goal from the last second by Ryan Burnett, but the time just managed to expire right as Burnett threw it back. He kicked it. I think he tried to kick it up to his stick. It went past his stick. He got a little bit too much on it with his skate, and it rolled into the slot. The Wildcats had some bodies there, probably would have gotten a good second opportunity on Merrick's mittens, but the time expired before anything could come of it. So 48 seconds remain on the Starbright Cleaners power play. The culprit of that last play for Aston, Brendan Sherwalk, who's in the sin bin, or will be rather, to start period 2. In the meantime, we're going to step aside. Got some loose ends to tie up here from rink number 4 at the Schwann Super Rink. Take a short break. When we come back, we'll update you on the other games going on right now at the Schwann Super Rink. Let you know what the Wildcats and Rebels will have to do, respectively, to get back into this hockey game here. Aston with a 1-0 lead. Blackman with the lone goal of this game on a power play after he deflected a left circle shot taken by Michael Underwood. So for the Wildcats, it's a matter of clawing from behind. They're no strangers to that. We'll see if they can do it in period 2. All that and more coming your way next. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Sorry for that delay. We are back here. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. To the fans of the Wildcats and the Rebels, I'm Alex Von Koitel, bringing you coverage of this fourth and final game of the 2016 Showcase. Thanks for your patience, by the way. Wildcats Rebels here on rink number 4 on day number 4 of the 2016 annual Showcase. 1-0 your score. Drew Blackman with the lone Rebels goal as both teams make their way back onto the ice surface here at the Schwann Super Rink. Let's go over a quick look at the scores here around the North American Hockey League before our second period is underway. Real quick, I want to go over a game going on right now in one of the other rinks. The Odessa Jackalopes taking on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights. The score of that game, it looks like, still scoreless after the second period has looks like it's slowly coming to an end. The second period, the New Jersey Titans taking on the Corpus Christi Ice Rays as well. So New Jersey with a 1-0 edge over the Corpus Christi Ice Rays, who, by the way, New Jersey was beaten by the Amarillo Bulls a couple of days ago at this Showcase tournament, so that was a pretty big upset as well. The Bulls really showing a lot of teams and critics and pundits that this is a whole new year and that they are excited to prove that they are a different team this season. Look out for Amarillo. They might be a force to be reckoned with. They were sort of the laughingstock of the South Division last year. I don't expect that to stay the same this time around. Meanwhile, second period hockey brought to you by American Classifieds, underway here on rink number 4. Wildcats Rebels, second period just getting started. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Stephen Tilley whips one off the stick of Seamus Donahue and into the left side corner of the Aston zone, if you're an Aston player. And it's punched out to Skvortsov, who looks up high, tries to get it to Tilley, who blasts it, fought off by the goaltender Mittens with a big save, cleared down the ice. Moyes will try to outlet it and catch the Rebels in the midst of their line change here. Seamus Donahue turns up ice, slithers one along for Alexei Poikala. Onside is Poikala, but he overskated the puck. Aston able to clear. Time winding down on the Rebels penalty. They're back to full strength. And now the Wildcats are 0 for 3 on their Starbright Cleaners power play. Thrown into the left side corner, Estevez gunning it down, sized up by Ryan Orgel. Estevez is tripped up, no penalty called against Isaac Cabinia. Estevez backhands the pass into the slot for Garcia, whose shot was blocked. Cabinia punches it, trying to get it up to Kevin Fees. Will just slap it in. Vito Janssens to play it in his own zone. Cap check, crunched up by Isaac Cabinia. Here comes a brief 2-on-1 here. Tripped up there was Estevez by Orgel. No penalty called. Estevez goes into the corner. Orgel pins him up. As a result, Canal able to outlet one to the right side for Regula, whose shot. No problems there for the goaltender Mittens. Walker with a good stick. McLean will drop it back. 2 minutes into the second period, no score in the second, but here's an opportunity on a breakaway backhand shot denied by Evan Moyes. What a save he just made on Joe Abel. McLean couldn't get the pass from the center. Now it's Dylan Holt keeping it alive, throwing it into the wheelhouse of Dom Cyphus. He's able to kick it to his stick, jostle it up now to Blake Ripley, who just couldn't clear it. Canal fighting for it as it bounces into the Rebels bench, hits one of their players. Evan Moyes with a huge stop on Joe Abel to keep his team within 1. Here early in the second period, we're just 2.5 minutes in. Moyes tested with a breakaway against Abel. Moyes was better. Abel with a nice move to go to his backhand there. And the Wildcats goaltender really had to kick out the right pad, stretch it just about all the way to the post. Here's a shot, stick saved by Moyes. Turning aside the shot from Dustin Mans. Now here comes Carballo. Banks it off the neutral zone boards. Alex Rowe in pursuit of it. Pushes up on Michael Underwood. In the near side corner in the Aston zone. Rowe, Underwood, Justin Mans all battling for possession there. There's another cat in the middle of everything who I can't see. Looks like that's Ricky Carballo. A lot of size between Carballo and Alex Rowe. Would not want to be one of those two Rebels down there in the corner. Rowe ends up with it. Touches it along a little bit too far there for CJ Walker. Carter Dwyer in the Aston zone. Looks up, finds Blackman, sidesteps one check and Goodwin nicely. Here's a 2-on-1, across for a one-timer, sent just wide by Dustin Mans, who goes crashing in behind the Wildcats net. And Mans missed the shot. Goodwin was caught. Here's Burnett trying to slide it into the high slot. Good read, good defensive play by the Rebels. No harm was done. Poikala spins a pass in the direction of Waring. Nice read again by Blackman. Blackman stymied there by Daniel Goodwin. Here comes Ryan Burnett with a burst of speed on the right side with a shot. Shoulder save made by Mittens. Bounces up high. Waring the shot. Blocked. Loose puck in the slot. Waring collects it. Backdoor Burnett throws it through the goal mouth and wide. Poikala has it. Right point. Swings it towards the net. Intercepted by Brennan Kapchek. Kapchek tries to clear. The Rebels are going to be able to. They've got another 2-on-1. Lots of opportunities on odd man rushes here. Estevez tries to go back door and they score. Aaron Maguian got the pass from Gianluca Estevez to bury it past Evan Moyes. 2-0 Rebels. That's got to be the third or fourth odd man rush of the second period the Wildcats have allowed. The Rebels have capitalized and they now lead 2-0.
Scoring for the Rebels, number 9, Gianluca Estevez.
We'll see if the Wildcats buckle things down here defensively. You understand that they're down. They were down 1-0. They wanted to get their defensemen involved in the attack and joining the rush and in an effort to tie the game. But the key to that is you don't want to sacrifice defense. And most of the time it's inevitable when you get defensemen that involved. The Rebels have just iced the puck. Canal back to touch it up. Less than 5 minutes into the second period. The Wildcats now trailing 2-0. The Aston Rebels, the goals scored first by Drew Blackman and then by Aaron Maguian. At least I think it was Maguian. Public address announcer thought otherwise. He thought Gianluca Estevez put it in the net. Delayed penalty upcoming against Wichita Falls. Puck thrown into the right side corner. Moyes gets his stick on it. Wildcats back to the sin bin for the second time of the game. The last time that happened, they conceded a shorthanded goal or a power play goal against Aston. So it looks like Ricky Carballo in the box. Despite the fact that Aston scored on their last power play, they've got to respect the shorthanded threat posed by the Wildcats, particularly Ryan Burnett and Alexei Poikala. Though they're not on the ice now, it's Kabinia and Fees. Here's a slap shot, deflected on goal. Moyes the stop. Yakovlev getting in the face of Roman Canal. And the officials jumping in now to break up this scrap. Kabinia and Blackman now separated. He's getting a little bit scrappy here as the game goes on. Typically don't see a whole lot of that in the first period, but that's all it takes for teams to develop a hatred for one another. Kabinia and Blackman off the face-off circle, won by Blackman, taken at the point by Solomon. Swings it out to Don Garcia. Here's Underwood with a shot, swallowed by Evan Moyes. Moyes has done a really good job of preventing rebounds. We have not seen a whole lot of rebound goals by his opponents in this showcase tournament. I'd say hardly at all. Just about every single one of the goals that has been scored on him has been just a mad scramble in which the puck deflected off of friendly bodies, or that last 2-on-1 that was just a cross crease that he could do nothing about. Really good rebound control, and he's a competitor. And in order to replace the services of Justin Kappelmaster, the Wildcats coaching staff, they knew they had their work cut out for them. They knew it probably wasn't going to be possible, but they have found one heck of a competitor in Evan Moyes. He's somebody that loves playing in big games and games in front of a lot of people. The bigger the stage, it seems, the better he plays. And in front of a raucous crowd here, the first 3 days, every single one of these seats was packed, folks. You do not have any room to sit anywhere on these bleachers. So chock full of scouts from all over the country, and some from Canada, and some from even from across the across the pond over in Europe, and made their way out to Minnesota to watch some of these kids play. It's been said before, many believe this event here in Blaine, Minnesota is the most highly scouted hockey event in the world, and that would not surprise me one bit. Every single NHL team is here. I've seen the logos and the scouts that have been here watching these games. Every single Division I and Division III hockey program is here. And we've got some pro teams elsewhere as well. Ryan Orgel with the steal and a burst of speed. Orgel to the goal with a backhand shot, put it just wide. Nearly had a short-handed goal, did Ryan Orgel. Meanwhile, here comes Aston, could have another rush here. Dom Garcia, Las Vegas native, spins. Poikla brings him down to the ice, and a penalty called against Alexei just after the Wildcats killed their penalty. Back to the box they go. Alexei Poikla with a hit from behind on Dom Garcia. Two veterans. Garcia, the leading scorer for Aston. Poikla, the second leading scorer for the Wildcats, but Aston has probably had more balanced scoring throughout their lineup than the Cats have. Poikla to the box. The Cats back to the Parkway Grill penalty kill for the third time in this game. They are 1 for 2. We're 7 minutes into this second period. Thanks for joining us, everyone, from fans of both sides. We're happy to have you with us. McGuigan, who scored the Rebels' last goal, lines up on the left side. Aston wins the draw. Long point shot tip, stopped there by Moyes, and the puck cleared off the backhand just over the blue line. Kapchak has to reset out at center. Aaron McGuigan up now through center. Shane McMahon brings it down the right side. Stops on a dime, gets Goodwin to bite. Now it's at the point. Kapchak has it left side, returns the pass. Nicely there on the tape for Vito Janssens. He puts it low. Into the corner it goes. Shane McMahon has it behind the Cats' net. McMahon and his teammate McLean battling for it. McGuigan, one-time drive deflected. Stopped by Moyes. Rebound off the pad of Moyes, just wide of the net. That was a close call. Sipus clears. The Wildcats breathe a sigh of relief after that. McGuigan nearly got the pass from his defenseman. Sipus got his stick on it. Barely across the blue line it goes as Garcia takes over at center. Across the Wildcats blue line with a shot. Missed wide of the net, glove side. Now it's taken at the right side point, clearly, fresh off a line change there was Drew Blackman. Working with it, Garcia. Near the goal line with his head up all the way. Patiently waiting, finds Solomon, who returns the pass for Dom Garcia. Solomon drives it, blocked. Garcia goes into the corner. He's sized up by Dom Sipus. Would not want to be Garcia in this situation. Nice keep at the left point. Swung down low. Half minute to kill on this penalty kill for the Wildcats. Solomon has it at the point again. Throws it past Skvortsov, who's replacing Alexei Poikla on this penalty kill. Ryan Burnett, rather. And now an Aston penalty for a slash. So we go to the 4-on-4. Alexei Poikla in the box for the next 18 seconds. We're nearly halfway through regulation time here. 2-0 the score in favor of Aston. Blackman and Shane McMahon, or Aaron McGuigan rather, with the goals for the Rebels. And the Wildcats will go to the 4-on-4 here with an offensive zone faceoff upcoming and another power play upcoming as well after 18 seconds. The Rebels have dropped their third power play. They are now 1 for 3 after scoring their first goal on their first man advantage in period 1. Aston has cleared it. Donahue back to play it behind his goal line. Icing call because of the 4-on-4. I think the Rebels were thinking they were short-handed there, but that doesn't start for another 10 seconds. So an icing called against Aston. Solomon, Underwood, McLean, and Mans on the ice for this defensive zone drop for the Rebels. For the Wildcats, it will be, well, we'll see. They're changing people here. C.J. Walker, Seamus Donahue, Stephen Tilley, Ryan Burnett. So Tony Curtali getting his power play unit ready. Looks like C.J. Walker's going to set up shop in front of the Aston net. Long shot tipped wide by Walker. C.J. Walker loves to deflect pucks. That is his bread and butter. So we might be seeing a lot of that. He has been I don't want to say begging, but really dying to get out there on the power play to set up shop in front of the opposing net and try to deflect some pucks. He's gotten his wish. We'll see what he can do. Donahue, good pass up the middle. CJ Walker is in to his forehand. Good back check by the Rebels. They're able to clear. The Wildcats reset. They're good to go. They're onside. They start the forecheck. Walker to the bench, and he's replaced. Jonathan Bendorf out there in Walker's stead. Tilley, Donahue, Poikala, Burnett, and Bendorf on the ice now for this Starbright Cleaners power play, the likes of which is about halfway through. Seamus goes down after trying to carry across the Aston line. Here come the Rebels. Brief 2-on-1 developing. Shot from the right circle, denied by the blocker of Evan Moyes. Now here comes Jonathan Bendorf. Finds Ryan Burnett. Bendorf heads to the net, gets the return pass from Burnett, then he ran out of real estate. Good break up by Carter Dwyer, but the Rebels can't clear. Poikala knocked down to his knees. Here comes Aston. It's another breakaway. Hustling after it, catching up to it now is Cherwak with a shot and a goal. Brendan Cherwak sniped it on Evan Moyes, and it's a short-handed goal, and it's 3-0 Rebels. How many times does this have to happen for the Wildcats to learn their lesson? I don't know. Poor Evan Moyes, that's all I can say. Kevin Fees, being an excellent teammate, goes to grab Evan Moyes' stick, which was probably a little outdated and out of commission. Fees replaces the stick, gives Moyes a fist bump. Love to see that. Great leadership there by Kevin Fees. He knows his teammates have let him down here a little bit. About halfway through regulation time. Fees over to give Moyes a consolatory fist bump, telling him to keep his head up because the goals have not been his fault. Love to see that from Kevin Fees. You see why he's been a captain twice in his career already. Both for his midget team and for his Little Caesars U18 team. And now you see why. It's just little things like that. Picariello out to the other side point. Underwood from the point-to-point pass. His shot deflected out of play and off the netting.
That's Cherwak from Blackman.
So 3-0 now your score. The goals coming off the sticks of Drew Blackman for Aston, Aaron McGuian for Aston, and Brendan Cherwak again for Aston. Looks like the Wildcats guilty of another penalty. CJ Regula in the box. Cabinia has it at center, throws it a little bit too far into the path of Jonathan Waring. The season is very early, but already the Wildcats have demonstrated an ability to come from behind in games. The two games in particular that come to mind were the first two of the season, against first the Amarillo Bulls and then the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. In both cases, the Cats were trailing going into period 3, came from behind, rallied in period 3 to force overtime, and then would lose both of those games heartbreakingly in overtime. But the silver lining, the important thing to take from those two defeats is the Wildcats' resolve, and what those two games have to say about their resolve is that they certainly got it for a young team. McLean has it on the left side, defended by Goodwin. Goodwin tries to steal it from him. He does with the help of Dom Sipis, albeit. Now it's McMahon going into the corner. He picks it up. McMahon stymied by Poikala. Able to get it to the point for Solomon. Swings one D-to-D for Underwood. Now it's on the other side. Adam Peck throws it to Shane McMahon. McMahon goes back up high. Good stick by Ryan Burnett prevented the D-to-D pass there from Underwood to Solomon. Puck deflects off the ceiling and a whistle blows. 45 seconds to go on the penalty to CJ Regula. Wildcats not only 0 for 4 on their power play now, but have given up a shorthanded goal. The Rebels 1 for 3 on their man advantage. Poikala gets the pass nicely from Goodwin, puts it on the tape for Ryan Burnett on the right side. Burnett is in, he shoots. No trouble there for Merrick's Mittens, whose name we haven't had to say a lot of this second period. Half a minute to kill on this Parkway Grill penalty kill. CJ Regula still in the box for the Cats. Cabinia's unit. Cabinia joined by Kevin Fees. They've been strong penalty killers since the preseason for the Wildcats. Turns it just wide of the left side post. Kapchek has it. Chariello sidesteps Isaac Cabinia, throws one a little bit too far there for Blackman. Kevin Fees throws it off the linesman, so a big break for the Aston Rebels, or the puck would be in their zone had it not been for the linesman. Now here comes Goodwin left side. Goodwin with a wrist shot, glove save by Mittens. And no further play. 8 minutes to go in the second, 3-0 Aston Rebels. Thanks for joining us on the broadcast, everybody. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning, wherever you may be tuning in from. I know it's a nice relief for a lot of folks, particularly for some parents of our European players, Ilya Skvortsov, Alexei Poikla, Dementis Sipis, and others who are tuning in from across the pond. Got to be a lot more convenient with the time difference to watch this game than it would be to watch a normal 7 o'clock game in the middle of the night out there. Long wrist shot, glove save Moyes, didn't see where it went, bounced into the near side. Half boards, and Carballo will try to clear, gets it past his own teammate in Regula. Out at center waiting for it was Ilya Skvortsov, but he's stymied up there by a couple of Aston Rebels. He's sandwiched between Garcia and Estevez. Meanwhile, Carballo throws it into the near side corner. Vito Janssens has it. Janssens had his pocket picked there by Carballo. Carballo knocked off of it. Skvortsov to the point. Donahue with a long flip shot, didn't get through the traffic. Skvortsov picks up possession. He looks. Skvortsov waits. He shoots. Goes off the back glass. Donahue to fetch it left side. Rattles it along the end boards. Tilly tried to center from his backhand. Intercepted and thrown out to the neutral zone there for Garcia to slap it on in. Puck was played by an Aston high stick. They cleverly decide not to play it. Tilly for Waring. Oh, Waring was pushed down and knocked into Ricky Carballo after he was hit. Some friendly fire. Long wrist shot taken there by Brendan Cherwak just off target. Stephen Tilly run into by a freight train named Vito Janssens, 6'4", 210 pounds, right in front of the Aston bench as Moyes covers up that puck. Some hooking and slashing going on between Seamus Donahue and Brendan Cherwak as Seamus's dad looks on. Donahue, the junior hockey veteran, has played a year in the BCHL under the Penticton V's last season. Matter of fact, played a lot of hockey growing up in this very same rink number 4 in particular, in Seamus Donahue. So this is his neck of the woods. Turning and shooting it right off the draw was Brendan Cherwak, whose shot missed wide of the left post. Cherwak and Canal fighting for it. One by the ladder. That puck nearly came out to the broadcaster's booth, just went off the glass. Now Canal has it as he spins. Finds Ryan Orgel in his own zone, fakes the clearing attempt. Able to get one of the forecheckers and Cherwak to bite. The Rebels will slap it back out to center now. Abel collects it. Nice little move to get it onto his stick. Joe Abel. He's behind the Wildcats net. Adam Peck will swing it back to the point. Nice move by Solomon with a shot. Blocker save as the puck is waffle boarded into the near side corner. Alex Rowe takes a hit there from Brendan Cherwak. Orgel finds it and finds Canal, and he starts the breakout. Alex Rowe in pursuit of it in the Aston zone. Spinning away with the puck, Carter Dwyer. Dwyer with it on his stick now behind his own goal. Has to pivot away from Alexei Poikla. Can't clear. Goodwin the keep. In front of his bench. Couldn't get a shot through either. Rebels get rid of it. Complete a line change. Moyes goes tumbling down. Here comes Dom Sipis. Lays a long stretch pass out in the direction of Jonathan Bendorf. Beaten to it by Kapchek. Kapchek has his stick lifted by Ryan Burnett. Poikla jostles it along the boards. Goodwin was indecisive as to whether to pinch. Throws it towards the side of the net. Burnett is there. Banked it off the back of the goal. Now it's Dom Sipis at the right point. Returns one now for Bendorf. Tries to shoot and was blocked. Puck cleared. Good read in the neutral zone by Bendorf defensively. Here comes Burnett back into the attacking zone. Poikla with some room. He takes the shot. stopped, rebound, loose on the goal mouth, and scrambling there was Mittens. He made the save. Not sure what happened there. Alexei Poikla had all kinds of room moving in down the right side. You usually don't see Alexei given that kind of time and space because teams know how dangerous he is. He's somebody that opposing defenses focus in on and divert their energy towards stopping. Normally, he's up against the opponent's top defensive pairings, and you often don't see Alexei getting that kind of time and space unless, of course, he creates it himself. That time he was just given probably a good 15 inches plus of ice to skate in, or 15 feet, I should say, of ice to skate in and take a good wrist shot. Long screen shot, knocked aside there by Merrick's Mittens, who saw the shot. Way to get it through traffic, though, by Daniel Goodwin. Isaac Kabinia pushed up along the end boards by Gvito Janssens. Janssens steals it. He goes down. The Rebels will clear it off the glass. Janssens. Dustin Mans crashed into there by Goodwin. Good cross-ice pass for Yakovlev, and Moyes makes a big save. Evgeny Yakovlev, if he scores there, you might as well order the autopsy now. Big stop by Evan Moyes. He keeps his team within 3. 4 minutes to go in period 2, 3-0 in favor of the Rebels. Isaac Kabinia to take the defensive zone face-off to Evan Moyes' right. Klinkhammer, the linesman, will drop the puck. Estevez lines up across Kabinia. Donahue wants a penalty against Dom Garcia. None coming. Klinkhammer will drop it. Estevez kicks it to Dom. Chariello throws it low. Kabinia off the intercept. Regula. His pass too far for Kabinia, not too far for Garcia. Estevez for Aston. Punched along. Regula off the intercept. Storms his way into the Aston zone. Goes crunching into the half boards there. He was plowed into by Dom Garcia, who is going to have a seat. The body language of the referee there. There will clearly be a penalty against Dom Garcia. We just hope Regula is all right. So no signal from the referee. He had his arm in the air, clearly, so there will be a penalty. No question. Just wondering what the penalty is. Cross-check or hit from behind, perhaps, against Dom Garcia, the Rebels' leading scorer. Back to the power play for the 5th time of this hockey game, and given the fact they're getting a little bit desperate here for some offense as we approach the late stages of period 2, down 3-0. Wouldn't surprise me to see another couple of mental lapses and 2-on-1s from the Aston Rebels here, so the Wildcats have got to make sure they keep this puck in the offensive zone on this power play. In this period alone, we've seen way too many odd man rushes and breakaways on off of defensive lapses. 2-minute minor and a 10-minute misconduct against Dom Garcia, and that is a tough call against the Rebels' leading scorer. Ilya Skvortsov has it on the right side and dishes to the corner for Poikla. Don't see the two of them out there together very often. We'll see what they can do. Poikla circles away from a check, tries to throw it cross ice there for Donahue. Diving to keep it alive was Tilly. Nice play made by Tilly. Donahue for Burnett with a shot blocked, and Donahue goes into the far side corner to play it. Donahue reverses the pass. Poikla at the goal line. Back up high for Skvortsov, who fanned on the one-timer. Here come the Rebels. What did I tell you? 2-on-1. Blackman has it. Now to the left side. Here's a shot blocked by a diving Tilly and out of play. Aston is just so good on these counterattacks. Caught the Wildcats by surprise so many times. Every single opportunity they've had, when they've had numbers, they always, it seems like, look for the pass. There have been no selfish plays. You got to tip your hat to Aston the way they've played the first 37 minutes of this hockey game here. As Skvortsov picks up the faceoff, the puck right off the faceoff, and looks like one of the Rebels went tumbling. Cody McLean right into the neutral zone sideboards. Jonathan Waring takes over in his own zone. Ryan Burnett powers his way down his off wing and takes it wide on Fido Janssens. Back up high to the right side point. Jonathan Waring is there. Touched along from Poikla, intended for Skvortsov. Bounces all the way up high for Orgel. Slapped it to Poikla, right circle. Skvortsov for Waring, whose one-timer just missed the left post. Orgel for Burnett. Now to Poikla. Waring calling for it. Poikla goes to Skvortsov. Cross crease pass. Nobody was there on the other side. Orgel goes into the corner. Cody McLean sizes up Orgel. Kapchek hugs it along the corner boards to eat some time out here. The Cats win the puck battle, and the puck pinballed its way off of Waring's stick as it bounces out to center. The Rebels want to get a line change underway. They can't do it. Orgel shoots over the glove of Mittens, and now it's cycled low to Ryan Burnett for Skvortsov, who one times it wide of the near side post. Kabinia trying to catch up with it. Jonathan Waring played it with a stick, but no high stick. Two Rebels forwards able to go to the bench for a line change. Their two defensemen, however, exhausted. Kapchek has just iced the puck full strength, but fortunately for them, McGuyan, the first one to it, so no icing called here. The Rebels able to complete a much-needed line change. The Wildcats, in the meantime, have dropped their fifth straight power play here in this game. Regula across the Aston line. Takes it wide down the left side, which is now his off wing, as he's playing right wing alongside Kabinia in this game. Turning with it, throwing it low is Isaac Kabinia. Carballo into the corner to play it. Kabinia helps him out. The last minute of play is brought to you by La Quinta Inn & Suites, the official host hotel of your Wichita Falls Wildcats. As the Rebels are able to clear beyond their blue line, Cypus will shovel it back in. Cypus has it in his own zone. Throws it past Carballo down the ice. They're not going to call this icing. I think they're saying Carballo got his stick on it. Scurrying over to keep possession there was Cypus. Nicely done. Here's CJ Walker at the goal line, looking for a way to cross-crease it. He's tried to stuff it in on the wraparound instead because he didn't really have a passing option. Denied, no problems there for Mittens. Here's another opportunity, a shot stopped by Evan Moyes, who robs Shane McMahon for the second time in this period. Again with these counterattacks, one of the players lost a patch on his jersey, an NAHL patch on his jersey. It was actually the referee, not a player. So CJ Walker, being the nice young gentleman that he is, returns the NAHL patch to today's referee. 22 seconds to go in the second period. Hammer booting CJ Walker from the face-off dot. That's not a good reward for returning the NAHL patch to his head referee. Janssens left point, his shot blocked by Walker. Walker in pursuit of it. Behind the Aston net, Janssens able to outlet the puck to the neutral zone. Orgel to take over there. The Cats will enter period 3, trailing by 3. On day number 4, on rink number 4, here at the NAHL Showcase 2016. The Cats must score at least 3 goals in the next period if they wish to avoid dropping to 1-3 on the NAHL Showcase here in Blaine. 3-0 again your score. The Aston Rebels with goals from McGuyan, Blackman, and Churwalk on a breakaway. McGuyan's was on a 2-on-1. Churwalk's again was a breakaway. Blackman's was on a power play. In every scenario, the Rebels have had numbers on the Wildcats, and that has been the problem. It's been these counterattacks, it's been these rushes, it's been overwhelming Evan Moyes, and that's how the Rebels have been getting on the board here. 3 times in a row, 3 unanswered goals. The Wildcats have got their work cut out for them in period 3, who not only have to score 3 goals, but have to do so against a defense and a goaltender who are on their games here this morning. We're going to step aside from rink number 4 here. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll let you know what the Wildcats must do to get themselves back in this hockey game, trailing by a score of 3-0. Stay with us, everyone. This one's just getting started. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back here on rink number 4 from Schwann Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota. This is day 4 of the 2016 showcase, the final day before the teams return home, the scouts return to their homes. Showcase comes to its end. The Wildcats right now 1-2-0 on the showcase tournament. The Rebels 2-1-0. One team hoping to reach 500, one team hoping to avoid it in this tournament. The team hoping to avoid it is the team getting the better of the play. As of right now, it is 3-0 Aston with two second period goals, one of which was shorthanded, both of which came on quick counterattacks on the part of the Aston Rebels, and that's been the issue for the Wildcats, is containing Aston's counterattack. With these odd man rushes, they keep getting numbers into the attacking zone and overwhelming Evan Moyes, just pleading for some help down there. Gianluca Estevez, Aaron Maguian came together on that 2-on-1 rush. Maguian able to one-hand jab the puck into the net past Evan Moyes' right pad. No chance for Moyes on that. The next goal in that second period was a breakaway, a short-handed breakaway, I might add, to Brendan Cherwak, who was able to snipe one over the glove of Evan Moyes. It was a heck of a shot, credit where credit is due. A nice snipe by Brendan Cherwak, no question about it. But the fact that he got it is cause for concern for the Wildcats, given that it was on a power play, which they've had 5, and they have failed to convert on all 5 of those occasions. So the Wildcats coaching staff did have some difficulty interpreting the decisions made from some of the officials in games past here at this tournament this year. Yesterday's game, there were some, we'll say, questionable calls, I'll call them, and on Friday as well against the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. The game maybe at times felt a little bit one-sided, felt like there were people out to get them. Today, absolutely no excuses. As a matter of fact, there was a tough call against Dom Garcia that I thought probably should not have been called. Garcia was given a 10-minute misconduct after the hit he delivered on CJ Regula. Though it probably wasn't a clean hit and probably did merit a penalty, certainly did not merit a 10-minute misconduct. So Garcia, if I'm not mistaken, will be unavailable for the rest of this game. He is Aston's go-to guy. He is their leading scorer. He will no longer be in this hockey game. It was, I'm not sure of the new rules. I believe the 10-minute misconduct warrants an ejection as well, though that may not necessarily be the case. We'll see if we see Dom Garcia back in this hockey game or not. Nevertheless, whether he is or not, the Wildcats, boy, they just really need to get going. Offensively, against Bismarck, they managed to put 4 in the back of the net, which was the most they have scored outside of once this season. They put 4 in the back of the net, or 5 against Corpus Christi, if you count the empty net goal that they had at the end. And they scored 6 against Corpus Christi as well the night before that, not yesterday, but last Friday at K. Yeager Coliseum. So they have shown a few glimpses of offensive dominance, but when they don't, they really have a hard time getting going. They were shut out by Fairbanks on Wednesday. They only scored 1 against a Springfield team who had given up 6 the night before that and was 0 for 4 on their penalty kill. They scored 4 against Bismarck, which is a promising statistic, but through 2 periods against the Aston Rebels, they have not gotten on the board. Second period, the shots and the scoring opportunities, though they clearly favored Aston in quality. Quantity, not so sure. The Wildcats definitely had their opportunities. They had some flurries on net. Again, they've run into a strong goaltender. Mareks Mittens, the Latvian-born goaltender, keeping his team up in front by 3. Not giving the Wildcats hardly any light. Yesterday, Will Ulrich for Bismarck, maybe a little bit shaky. He was probably the first goaltender the Wildcats have run into at the showcase thus far who was not 100% on his absolute A game. But that seems to be the outlier now. Normally, it seems like goaltenders are on their game and are at 100%. Right now, Mareks Mittens is, and he's much too comfortable between the pipes. If the Wildcats are going to put 1 in the back of the net and make this a hockey game in the final 20 minutes, that's what they've got to do. They've got to get inside that guy's head make things a little bit difficult for him. Make the Rebels scramble a little bit in their own zone and start to second guess themselves, because right now they've got all the momentum and all the confidence, most importantly, on their side. 3-0 your score, 2 goals in that second period, so the Rebels again with the momentum in this game. But the Wildcats have, in the early going here in this season, made a note to themselves and to other teams around this league that they are not to be taken lightly after going down through 2 periods. In the home opener against the Amarillo Bulls, the Wildcats were trailing by a goal. It was 1-0. They came back to tie at 1-1, went down again, tied it back again at 2-2, courtesy of a Blake Ripley goal. After Seamus Donahue fed him the pass, it was Blake Ripley's first Wildcats goal, but nevertheless, that tied the game, forced overtime, and the Wildcats would lose heartbreakingly on a penalty shot given to Costa Lacorzos, who's tied for the league lead in points with Ryan Burnett, by the way, with 10 points on the season. But anyways, the Wildcats did prove to themselves on that game and the very next against Corpus Christi, in which they came back and made up a 2-goal deficit in period 3. Jonathan Bendorf, Ricky Carballo, each with their first Wildcats goals in that game. Made the score 3-3 in the third period to force overtime, and then fell on another penalty in which the Wildcats were shorthanded on a 4-on-3 power play to Corpus Christi. David Thompson put the game away with a power play blast from the left circle. But on both of those occasions, the Wildcats came from behind in the third period, trailing entering the third period, tied the game, forced overtime. And would ultimately fall in overtime, but they would get points in both of those games. When they have been able to come back, it's when they're going into the third period trailing. When they go into the third period tied, that's when they've had more trouble, interestingly enough. It all be part of the what Tony Curtali is known for, and his remarkable ability to make period to period and intermission adjustments. We'll see what he can do here. The Wildcats again trailing by a score of 3-0 as both teams hit the ice one last time, unless of course we have 3-on-3 overtime, which will be necessary if the Wildcats can roar back and make this a hockey game here. Right now, there are a few other games going on here at the Schwann Super Rink. We'll update you on those scores here momentarily as soon as we get this laptop to load. The Odessa Jackalopes, the Wildcats rivals, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights, facing off on rink number 2. 1-1 the score late in the third period. It looks like mid to late in the third period of that game. New Jersey Titans taking on another Wildcats rival, the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. New Jersey had a 1-0 lead in the first period. It's now the second. New Jersey now with a 3-2 lead over the Wildcats rivals from the South Bay. 3-2 the score, New Jersey. The Shreveport Mudbugs, who are soon to be a Cats rival, will not start their game until noon, because the second rink, rink number 2, will be occupied by the Jackalopes and the Knights until shortly before noon, it looks like. So Shreveport, Johnstown will face one another as soon as that game is over. As from here, looks like rink number 4 will be occupied by the Wildcats till little around noon, I would say, probably before noon, 11:30, 11:45 or so, after which the Topeka Roadrunners and the Northeast Generals will occupy this building. Third period hockey brought to you by American Classifieds is underway. The defensemen for the Wildcats were not even set when that puck dropped. Wake up, boys, let's get going. So Janssens will advance the puck up through the middle of the ice for Jensen Zerban. We'll see what tricks the Wildcats have up their sleeves here to come back in this game. They trail 3-0 to start the third. Isaac Cabinia one-hands it along. Kapchek will slap it back off the neutral zone glass. Kevin Fees for Isaac Cabinia. He was stymied there by Shane McMahon, who had 2 grade A opportunities to score in that last period, just did not put the puck in the net. Evan Moyes keeping his team somewhat here within striking distance. Kapchek throws it to the right side, and now it's gunned down into the corner by Cody McLean. Toss behind the Cats net. Carballo trickles it up and off the glass and out to center. Blake Ripley takes a jab at it, couldn't advance it out into the Aston zone. Instead, it goes into the deep into the Cats zone in the left corner by Joe Abel. And Cherwalk will cycle it to Cody McLean. Abel behind the net, returns it back up high now for Cherwalk. It's left circle. Joe Abel throws it off the half boards back to the point. Long shot, skitters on goal. Moyes with the pad stop on Abel's redirect. Calling for it at the blue line, pitcher Picciariello, who slaps it into the slot. It's been all Rebels to start this period here, a minute and a half in. Thrown off the boards, 2-on-1 developing here for the Cats. It's Carballo with a shot, stopped, rebound, Rowe, can't shoot. Turning with it, CJ Walker puts it off the side of the goal. That was Walker who took the shot, not Carballo, my apologies. Ripley advances it along the corner boards, it's Kapchek, and he will be able to clear. So he flips it up and off the glove of Roman Canal. Picciariello on the right side. Sidesteps Canal, who tried to get him with the hip check. Kept alive at the left point by Drew Blackman of Aston, who scored their first goal. Michael Underwood, who assisted on that goal, gives it back out to center. Skvortsov off the intercept with a wrist shot, swallowed by Merrick's Mertens. Big stop, but he's keeled over in some discomfort after making that save. That one had some velocity to it. Skvortsov, sort of a hybrid of playmaker and sniper, probably more of a playmaker, but he can certainly shoot. Back on the ice now. Tilly on his left, Carballo on his right, Skvortsov in the middle. On defense, Daniel Goodwin, Dom Sipus. Linesman drops the puck. Skvortsov tries to dangle past his opposing centerman right off the draw, then gives it away. Not a good pass from Skvortsov. Maguian intercepts it, throws it over the net of Evan Moyes. Cycled low. Skvortsov had his pocket picked, but then he steals it back. Good persistence by Ilya there to get the puck back against Maguian, which has ended up going off of an Aston player on the bench. So we get a whistle and a stoppage. Shot in this first period from the Wildcats. It was a pretty good one from CJ Walker. Apologies, there were two. Skvortsov had one as well. And that second shot that sort of stung Merrick's Mittens. We'll see if the Wildcats noticed that at all. Mittens did not look comfortable after making that save. We'll see if they try to start putting some more shots on him from areas they wouldn't normally shoot. Poikla finds Bendorf with a shot that squeaks just past the left post. I think Bendorf got all of it that he wanted. Here's a shot and another save on Poikla. The pass over was deflected by Solomon right on the tape from Poikla. What a save by Merrick's Mittens, moving laterally from his right to his left. So he clearly wasn't too rattled from that hit, from that save rather on Skvortsov. Burnett with his pocket picked by Kapchek. Try to clear. Cherwalk trying to help him out. So Bendorf keeps it in front of the Aston bench, fires a long, weak shot that trickles towards the net, but it was broken up by Abel. Now here comes Cody McLean. McLean trying to dangle his way past Jonathan Bendorf, no luck. Bendorf throws it up ice. Here comes Ryan Burnett down his off wing looking. Burnett stick handling on his backhand to the goal, couldn't pull the trigger. Good defensive play made by Kapchek, aided by Janssens, who has it, and it will spin away from Poikla. Wildcats number one line now off the ice, except for Ryan Burnett. Kapchek up for Abel. Abel's pass off the skate of Kevin Fees. Burnett would have been offside had he went to play the puck. Here's Kapchek. Drop pass. Brendan Cherwalk is slammed into the end boards there by Seamus Donahue. Cherwalk looks to be okay, though in some discomfort. Here comes Isaac Kabinia on the right wing. Powers his way behind the Aston goal. Fakes out Solomon behind the net. Kabinia up for Regula now in the near circle, taking a shot off the mask. Rebound bounces to Waring, who shoots it over the mask. And up and around the boards, Donahue will not be able to keep the puck in the offensive zone, so he has to scurry back into his own end to play it. Seamus Donahue with one hand on his stick. He's wrapped up from behind there as Shane McMahon throws it low. McMahon and Jensen Zerban come together. Won by the ladder there as Adam Peck has it. Will reverse it to the point. Long screenshot taken by Solomon. Blocked by Carballo. Regula can't clear. That's Walker, rather, who blocked it. Seamus Donahue will throw it off the far half boards. Walker chips it off his own teammate in the bench. So the faceoff will stay in the Wichita Falls end. 15 to go here in period number 3. 3-0 your score in favor of the Aston Rebels. Aston's goals have been scored in the following order. Drew Blackman in the first period off a power play tip. Aaron McGuian in the second period off a 2-on-1 cross-crease pass from Gianluca Estevez. And Brendan Cherwalk on a breakaway, short-handed breakaway in the second period as the Cats caught offside. Skvortsov disagrees. I do as well, but it doesn't matter. The faceoffs to take place right in front of the Rebels bench. Skvortsov against Estevez in the circle. Again, Skvortsov tried to walk the defense or the centerman right off the faceoff. He loves doing that. Maybe he loves it a little bit too much. Picciariello up and around the half board. Skvortsov tries to play the puck. He took the man, but the trailer ended up taking it. It rolls on goal. Cody McLean lost a handle on it. Thrown off the skate now at center ice for Estevez. He goes tumbling down. Nice hit by Tilly. Here comes Roman Canal on the left wing with a shot. Getting a piece of it there was the goaltender Mittens. Taking the slap shot other side, Ryan Orgel puts it deep. Orgel shoots it from a terrible angle. Nearly bounced his way in. Orgel up high from the high slot. Canal left circle takes another shot. Deflected on goal. Right pad save made by Mittens. And now Picciariello will try to clear. Another good keep at the blue line. The Wildcats with a little bit of a buzz here in this third period. Tilly and Skvortsov jostle for it, the former of whom wins possession of the puck. Finds Skvortsov along the half boards, who will try to throw one cross ice. Nobody was on the other side. Bounced off an Aston stick regardless, and McLean bodies up Carballo, wins it back to Canal, who throws it wide of the net. The Wildcats putting on some pressure here. They complete almost a full line change in the offensive end. Orgel fans on the one-timer that was set up from Poikala. Canal's long flip shot blocked down by Picciariello. He jabs it past a pinching Canal. Orgel to the rescue. Able to advance it past Picciariello, who will clear it back in and heads to the bench for a line change. A fresh 5 on the ice now for Aston. Here comes Poikala meanwhile. Up and off the stick of Bendorf. He dumps it past the Aston goal line. Dwyer wrapped up by the stick of Ryan Burnett. Dwyer and Kapchek fighting for it against Bendorf and Burnett. Poikala ends up swooping in, picking it up. Daniel Goodwin's long wrist shot tipped and blocked down inadvertently there by Jonathan Bendorf, who tried to tip it past Mittens, because that's probably the only way you're going to beat this guy right now. The Aston Rebels have fired it behind the Wildcats goal line. No icing here. Sipus lost his sight on the puck. Aston in control. Kapchek with a slap shot. Pad save. Rebound eludes the stick there of Shane McMahon. The Wildcats have flipped it down the ice. Will this go far enough? Yes. Icing called against Wichita Falls 7 minutes into this third period. Still trailing 3-0. Dustin Mans lines up in the face-off circle to Evan Moyes' right. Takes the defensive zone draw, and he wins it. Jonathan Bendorf, left wing side, throws one off the stick of Burnett, who tips it into the offensive end. Poikala and Bendorf scurry to the bench for a line change. Dustin Mans throws it past Dom Sipus, and Sipus wraps him up. Got away with a hold, probably, it looked like, did Dom. Now it's Isaac Cabinha. Speaking of Doms, I have not seen Dom Garcia back in this game, so I believe his night is done. Although it looks like he's standing over there in the penalty box from that 10-minute penalty, or 10-minute misconduct he was given. So we may yet see him back in this game at the next whistle, perhaps. Blackman takes over in the neutral zone, flings one that bounces in and out of the glove of Evan Moyes, who will leave it off for Isaac Cabinha. With a dozen minutes to go here in this third period, the Cats still trailing 3-0. Nice little toe drag move by Isaac Cabinha, who stops and swings it back to the point. Donahue's long wrist shot blocked. Now it's CJ Regula looking up high, going to Seamus, who one times it. A fluttering puck bounces its way onto the stick of Kevin Fees. Fees has it. Chips it back to the point. Nice glove to stick play by Seamus. Regula throws one side of the net. Carballo had it bouncing up in the air on him as it pinballed its way away from him, and he couldn't do much with it. Now Kevin Fees will throw it to Donahue, who will try to catch the Aston Rebels in the midst of a line change. Nice bank pass off the boards for Ricky Carballo, who stops on a dime, looks, throws it in front, tipped just wide by Alex Rowe, who backhands one to Orgel, who rips it, or Waring rather, who rips it just wide. Good surge here from the Cats. Roman Canal, Ricky Carballo takes the shot, deflected just over the net. Picked up by Blake Ripley. He cycles it now to Alex Rowe. This is the best surge of the game, I would say, by the Wildcats. Rowe pinned up two men to one. Ripley picks up the loose puck, centers, fanning on it Carballo. It goes all the way down. Clearly no icing here. The pass was from Ripley, intended for Carballo, who just missed it. Well, here comes Jonathan Waring. Backhands one along, knocked away from Carballo. Ripley hoping to one-hand it in the direction of Alex Rowe. It bounced off his skate, and here comes Aston. McGuyan right side with Estevez to the net. Estevez was the trailer. The pass was well behind him. Off the intercept, here comes the ex-Team Wisconsin product, Blake Ripley, who ripped one off the stick of Underwood, Michael Underwood, and out of play. Nearly halfway through period 3, the Wildcats still without a goal in this game. Billy right off the draw, swings it back to Orgel, who's long. Snapshot, just missed the right post. Tilley from the goal line. Played it off the official. Tilley gets the pass from C.J. Walker. Hoping to return it to him. Garcia is back in the game, and he had other ideas. Dom Garcia back after serving a very long 10-minute misconduct. Ooh, and then Tilley goes crashing into the end boards behind the Aston net, courtesy of Michael Underwood. But Dustin Manns hauled down to the ice by Roman Canal. Slapped deep in the meantime by Dylan Holt. Left point, Martino Picciariello. Sidesteps C.J. Walker. Couldn't find a lane to shoot the puck. Tilley with a touch pass for Walker. He was stymied there by Dom Garcia before he could reach the red line. Smart play by Garcia. He knew Walker wanted to get off the ice for a line change. In order to do that, he couldn't have iced the puck, so he needed to gain at least the red line. Garcia cut him off. The Rebels back in the attacking zone. Some of the Wildcats still hoping to complete a line change here. They've got some tired skaters. Dom Cypus throws one rink wide. Too far for one of the tired skaters. Jonathan Bendorf tries to turn on the Jets. He gets one of the Rebels to fall. Cycles it to the left point. Poikala gives it away. And here comes Dom Garcia. Lays a pass ahead. Picked off by Poikala. It was intended for Yakovlev. Now Poikala will find Bendorf just across the Aston blue line. Backhands one nicely on the tape. Poikala swivels into the slot. Takes the shot off the post. And he lost his stick. Jonathan Bendorf. Boy, the frustration continues to mount for the Wildcats. How many posts have they hit in this tournament? Burnett goes down awkwardly. Bendorf finds Cabinia, returns it for Bendorf. Not in his wheelhouse. We get a whistle and a penalty upcoming against Aston. Wildcats just cannot catch a break as Skvortsov flips the broken twig of Alexei Poikala. He had the handle that was still loose on the ice. Poikala just threw it in frustration, and Skvortsov just shot it directly out of play. So a 2-minute penalty will be called against Dustin Mann. So the Cats to their 6th Starbright Cleaners power play of the game. 0 for 5 thus far. Seamus Donahue has it at the left point on the Starbright Cleaners power play. Takes the shot. It was blocked by Estevez. Bounces right to C.J. Regula. Regula back up high. Now it's Skvortsov. Touches it to Donahue. Down low it's Regula taking the shot. No daylight at all. Pad save made easily by Mittens, and the puck's been cleared. Ilya Skvortsov now dangling through center and gaining the blue line. Throws it into the corner for Seamus Donahue. Donahue squeezed up by Kapchek. Carballo will cycle it around the end boards behind the Rebels' goal. Again, it's slammed right back off the glass and down the ice. We're about halfway through the Starbreak Cleaners power play as Stephen Tilley assumes command from in behind his own net and will start the breakout. Tilley up and through center. Across the Aston line, lost it, cleared again. CJ Regula mishandled it. Here's another shot by McMahon, turned aside by the blocker of Evan Moyes. Carballo gets the pass from CJ Regula. Went all the way through and past Skvortsov, who picks it up now. Skvortsov looking, turning the wagons. He's got Orgel open. Will he feed him? No, he shoots. Getting just a piece of it there was Mittens. Now Tilley puts it in behind Mittens' goal as Carballo assumes command. Ryan Burnett his way to the left circle, backhanding one to the goal line for Carballo. Nice skate to stick play, but the pass broken up. Orgel keeps it nicely, takes the slap shot, blocked again by a diving Drew Blackman. Orgel resets with a quarter of a minute to go here on this power play. Burnett to leave it for Orgel, who will swing it back to Alexei Poikala. And here comes the Finn. Poikala stick handling quickly and confidently. Cross crease pass intended for Bendorf, just missed his stick. Had he been right-handed, maybe would have had a shot. Jonathan Waring picks up the puck. The Rebels back to full strength after having killed their 6th consecutive penalty of the morning here. The Wildcats 0 for 6 on the Starbreak Cleaners power play. It has been disastrous for them with the man advantage. Not only 0 for 6, but giving up a shorthanded goal on one of their power plays. Ryan Orgel advanced it past one, but not past the second. And because of that second man, the first is able to skate up ice with it. Down goes Dom Garcia. He was just laid out by Ryan Orgel, and he's going to get called. Orgel clearly not happy with the call. Looked to be a clean hit to me. Dom Garcia was blindsided there by that hit from Ryan Orgel. And Aston's leading scorer now with some teammates around him making sure he's okay. All right, you see Ryan Orgel there in the penalty box. Dom Garcia will skate off the ice without any help, so he is, looks like he's all right. Isaac Cabinia, Kevin Fees getting set here. Got a bit of a delay because they want to make sure they get the call right. I think they might tack on a 5-minute major against Ryan Orgel. That is not a good call in the slightest. To me, that looked like a clean hit. It stung Dom Garcia clearly because he was not expecting it. He was blindsided again from the hit. 5-minute major? Absolutely not.
Wildcat penalties at number 8, Ryan Orgel.
Head contact, which they certainly do not take lightly. I don't know if I saw any of that. I think Garcia was just caught off guard. I made it look a little worse than it was. Clearly Garcia's all right. Dom Sipus, look out if you're on the Wildcats bench. Sipus nearly shot it right into there. So it's all over but the shouting here for the Wildcats, folks. Unfortunately, with just over 5 minutes to go, and just about every single one of those seconds is going to be spent on the penalty kill here. Not much of a chance of coming back in this game, barring 3 miraculous shorthanded goals to close out this game. As a hip check intended from Sipus, he just missed, got his own bench with it instead. As Burnett goes into the corner to play the puck defensively. He's helped out by Alexei Poikala. Sipus angrily crashes into Brendan Cherwalk along the corner boards. Frustration clearly on the part of the Wildcats right now. Kapchek walking the point, dishes for Abel. His pass deflected off the stick of Ryan Burnett and into the Wichita Falls bench. Curtali clearly not happy from the bench. The players clearly not happy in response. Greatest of showcases here for the Wildcats, who will, barring any sort of miracle here, will end up 1-3-0 at the showcase tournament, heading back to Wichita Falls. A promising win yesterday against the Bismarck Bobcats, followed by a bitter defeat forthcoming against the Aston Rebels. So Kapchak throws it up and through center. It's taken in the corner now by Dustin Mans, who was given a nice pass. Mans throws one cross ice. Rebels can just play a little keep away here. Janssens goes to Kapchak, who's one-timer, fought off by the chest of Moyes. Kabinia is slashed. Kabinia will try to clear. Pocket picked by Shane McMahon. Dropped off to the left point for Kapchak. Kapchak will reverse a pass nicely for Mans, whose shot goes over top of the net. Janssens pinching. Shane McMahon has it. Goal line now, it's sent to Mans, who returns the pass. Zerban switch places. Zerban overskates the puck. Janssen saves it. Here's an opportunity. One-time blast. Fought off there by Moyes. Second opportunity here. Moyes is scrambling. A shot denied by Moyes. I'm not sure how he stopped that one. It looked like Janssen Zerban had a wide open net to shoot the puck. I don't know if he just didn't get all of it or a defenseman got the stick in the lane, but somehow Zerban couldn't tuck it into the goal. And Moyes kept it out. Time in my life have I seen a team score 3 short-handed goals on the same penalty kill. It was the Boston Bruins back in, I believe, the season in which they won their Stanley Cup in the 2011 run. It might have been before that or after it, certainly around that time frame. Boston Bruins, I can't remember which player it was in the box, but they were short-handed. It was just a 2-minute minor, and they would score 3 short-handed goals on the same penalty. But again, it was miraculous, and really no other word to describe it. And that's what it would take here for the Wildcats to tie this game with 3.5 to go in the third. Estevez slams on the brakes, sets up Solomon, whose shot is gloved and held by Evan Moyes. Wildcats hockey does return to Wichita Falls shortly. Next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the Wildcats will be playing the Odessa Jackalopes, hosting them for the first time since the Wildcats eliminated the Jacks in last year's playoffs in the South Division semifinal round. It was a history that was made on that night. On April 22nd, 2016, the Wildcats eliminated the Jackalopes. I believe that was also Earth Day, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, the Wildcats eliminated the Jackalopes and for the first time in franchise history advanced to the South Division Finals. So for the first time since that day, late April day, the Wildcats will be taking on the Jacks again October 1st and 2nd, right after the Ryder Old High game. Folks, for those of you listening from back home in Wichita Falls, you know what I'm talking about. The Ryder Old High high school football game. A huge chunk of the Wildcats fan base attended one of those two high schools, so the Friday night game that was originally scheduled for September 30th has been moved to October 2nd, which is a Sunday, which I know isn't ideal for folks in Wichita Falls, a Sunday evening game, but I would say it's probably better than forcing them to choose between going to the Wildcats game and the Ryder Old High game. So you can now go to both, or all three as a matter of fact, both Wildcats games and the football game on Friday night. Again, Saturday, October 1st, Sunday, October 2nd. The next two games, the Wildcats will be at the KYC. Lots of home games in October. Every October game, as a matter of fact, will be at K. Yeager Coliseum all the way up until October 28th and 29th, in which case the Cats make their first official road trip to take on the Amarillo Bulls at the Bullpen, or the Amarillo Civic Center alias. Roman Canal trying to shovel it out. Ricky Carballo waiting for it. And McMahon muddling things up, wins possession of the puck. Dom Garcia clearly was okay after drawing that 5-minute major. Gets the pass on the left circle, rips a shot that was blocked by Jonathan Waring. Rebels will just play keep away and end this game here as Dylan Holt, who is not a power play specialist, gets some time running the point here. Holt has it at the right side, slaps it down the boards as it's kept in. Time winds down on this 5-minute major. A shot right in front of the net by Garcia, turned aside by Evan Moyes. That might have been the first shot the Rebels had on that entire power play. Now here's Picciariello. His shot was blocked by Tilley. The good news is the Wildcats just killed off a major penalty, barely conceding any offensive opportunities, though I'm not convinced the Rebels were trying to put the puck in the back of the net just then. Their only objective was to kill time. 5 for 6, the Cats improve on the Parkway Grill penalty kill today. 40 seconds remain. It looks like they're pulling their goaltender in a last-ditch effort to avoid being shut out for the second time in this showcase. Oh, nope, Moyes returns to the net. He was hiding from me there for a second. The cameraman too, thanks John. He was hiding from all of us. Ooh, nice slick dangle move there by Cody McLean, who sidestepped several Wildcats defenders there on the ice. It's thrown well wide of the net intentionally. Good one to play it for the Cats. Sipus throws it out to center. Alex Rowe backhands one. Picked off easily there by Underwood. Quarter of a minute to go in this hockey game. So the Wildcats will drop to 1-3-0 at the showcase. Their overall record falls to 3-3-2. They remain in second place in the South Division standings, but they have more games played than everybody else in the entire league right now. For the second time of this showcase, second time of this season, the Cats have been shut out and have not scored a goal. It happened first against Fairbanks, and then to end it against the Aston Rebels. So a strong team. The Aston Rebels improved to 5-1-0. The Wildcats did not come prepared to play a team like this here this morning. They will hop on a bus and head back home. It will be a long and cold bus ride back to Wichita Falls after a disappointing showcase here in Blaine. 1-3-0, the final score. There will certainly be some roster changes forthcoming here for the Wildcats. Tony Curtali, Josh Nelson know that they have got to make some changes. With the direction of this team here in the early going, it's clear that what they have right now isn't exactly where they want to be. There will certainly be some more changes up ahead, probably some pain up ahead as well, but some good things. The Wildcats have quite a few home games to round out the month of October and November. The majority of the games will be played at K. Yeager Coliseum. Again, every single home game up until October 28th and 29th, or every single game up until then will be played at the KYC, so that's good news for you folks back in Wichita Falls. Lots of Wildcats hockey. Again, the next home game will be played at K. Yeager Coliseum on Saturday, October 1st, and then again on Sunday, October 2nd against the Odessa Jackalopes. We hope you enjoyed the game tonight, or this morning, I should say, in spite of the broadcast, or in spite of the outcome. 3-0, the final score in favor of the Aston Rebels. For the fans of the Aston Rebels, thanks so much for joining us on the broadcast. We hope that you enjoyed your team winning a 3-0 final over the Wichita Falls Wildcats. Hope we did a somewhat balanced job of covering the broadcast for both sides here this morning as well. Good news is, folks, it's a Saturday morning. Go enjoy your weekend. We're so happy you decided to join us for some Wildcats hockey. But now, have a nice and safe rest of your weekend. From Alex Von Keudel here at Schwann Super Rink, so long, and we'll see you next Saturday at K. Yeager Coliseum. Until then, enjoy your week, everybody. Thanks for joining us.